वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. O elephant-headed Heramber, whose flag is victory, and one who shines like 1,000 suns. O husband of Riddhi and Siddhi, seated on a mouse and decorated with a snake. O single just the star of incompleteness, we pay our homage to you and start our plea. May Vigneshwara, the destroyer of obstacles, who removes all hurdles and crowns all endeavors with success, bless our performance now. This is the kingdom of Dharmapura, ruled by King Dharmashila, whose fame and empire have reached the 8 directions of the world. 2 youths who dwell in the city are our heroes. One is Devdatta, calmly in appearance, fair in color, unrivaled in intelligence. He is the only son of the revered Brahmin Vidyasagara, having felled the mightiest pundits of the kingdoms with his debates on logic and love, having blinded the greatest poets of the world with his poetry and wit. Devdatta, as it were, the apple of every eye in Dharmapura. The other youth is Kapila. He is the only son of the iron-smith Lohita, who is to the king's armory as an axle to the chariot wheel. He is dark and plain to look at, yet in deeds which require drive and daring, in dancing and physical skills, he has no equal. Ayayo! The world wonders at their friendship. The world sees these 2 young men walking down the streets of Dharmapura hand in hand and remembers Lava and Kusha, Rama and Lakshmana, Krishna and Balarama. Two friends they were, one mind, one heart, they struggle. Who could that be? Creating a disturbance at the very outset of our performance? Oh, it's Nata, our actor. Why is he running? What could have happened, I wonder?
Sir, Bhagavata sir.
What's this? What?
Oh my God, sir.
Let me go, I tell you, let go of me.
Hi, sir.
What do you mean? What do you mean by this nonsense? What do you mean by the shouting and screaming in front of our audience too? How dare you disturb?
Please, I'm sorry, but...
Now calm down. There's nothing to be afraid of here. I'm here. The musicians are here. And there is our large-hearted audience. It may be that they fall asleep during a play sometimes, but they're ever alert when someone is in trouble. Now tell us, what's the matter?
Oh, my heart, it's going to burst.
Now sit. Sit down and tell me everything slowly. Quiet.
I was on my way here. I was already late. Didn't want to honor you, so I was hurrying down when...
Yes, you were hurrying down. Then?
I am shivering. On the way, you see, I had drunk a lot of water this morning. My stomach was full. So, to relieve myself...
Watch what you're saying. We are on stage.
I didn't do anything. I only wanted to. So sat by the side of the road and was about to pull up my dhoti when...
Yes?
A voice, a deep, thick voice. It said, "Hey there, don't you know you are not to commit nuisance on the main road?"
Quite right too. You should have known that much.
I half got up and looked around. Not a man in sight, no one. So I was sit down again when the same voice said,
"Yes?
You irresponsible fellow! You! Can't you understand? You are not to commit nuisance on the main road." Right in front of me, across a fence.
Who was there?
A horse!
A horse?
A horse! And it was talking.
What did you have to drink this morning?
Nothing, I swear. I haven't been near a daddy shop for a whole week. I didn't have even milk today.
Perhaps your liver is sensitive to water.
Please believe me, sir. I saw it clearly. It was a horse and it was talking.
Good. It's no use continuing this nonsense. Now go and get made up.
Made up. I fall to her feet, sir. I can't.
Now look here.
You see, sir, how can I hold up the sword with this? How can I fight?
Then there's only one way left. You go back.
Back?
Yes, back to the fence and look for yourself. That whoever was there, it couldn't have been a horse.
No,
Nana,
I can't.
it's my order.
Must I?
Yes, you must.
Sir,
Two friends there were, one mind, one heart. Are you still here?
oh,
Two friends there were, one mind, one heart. They saw a girl, forgot themselves.
it's coming, coming. It's coming. It's
What's
coming?
coming?
Him is coming.
Him, it, whatever or whoever is coming, the actor has been obviously frightened by sight. If an hardened actor like him gets frightened, it's much likely that our gentle audience may get frightened too. It's not proper to let such a sight walk on stage unchallenged. Hold up the entry curtain. How strange. Someone's sobbing behind the curtain. It seems as though the terror which frightened our actor is now itself crying. Lower the entry curtain. A horse? No, it can't be. Incredible. Unbelievable. Who are you? First, you go around scaring people with a stupid mask. Then you have to cheek in to disturb our show with your clowning. Have you no sense of proportion? Enough of this. Take that mask off. Take it off. You won't? Then I will have to take it off myself. Oh. Oh. Nada, my dear actor. Nada! Don't you see? You're taken up by a silly mask. Come, help me. Nada, it's not a mask. It's his real head.
Oh,
Truly, surprises will never cease. If someone had only told me 5 minutes ago that there was a man with a horse's head, I would have laughed out on his face. Who are you? What brought you to this? Was it a curse of some rishi? Or was it a holy place of pilgrimage, a punya sthana, which you desecrated? Or could it be that you insulted a pativrata dedicated to the service of a husband? Or did you...
Hey! What do you mean, sir? Do you think just because you know the Puranas, you can go about showering your Sanskrit on everyone in sight? What temple did I desecrate? What woman did I insult? What?
Don't get annoyed.
What else? What rishi? What sage? Who have I wronged? What have I done to anyone? Let anyone come forward and say that I've done him any wrong. I haven't. I know I haven't yet.
Don't take it to heart so much. You're not alone here. I'm here. The musicians are here. The musicians are here. And there is our large-hearted audience. It may be that they fall asleep during a play sometimes.
What can anyone do? It's my fate.
What's your name?
Hayavadana.
How did you get this horse's head?
I was born with it.
Then why didn't you stop us when we tried to pull it out? Why did you put up with our torture?
All my life, I've been trying to get rid of this head. I thought you with all your goodness and punya, if at least you managed to pull it off.
Hayavadana, what can anyone do about a head once born with? Who knows what error committed in the last birth is responsible?
It has nothing to do with my last birth. It's this birth which I can't shake off.
Don't get ashamed. Tell us the story.
Ashamed? Me? Why should I?
Sorry, I beg your pardon. I should have said shy.
That's a long story.
Carry on.
My mother was the princess of Karnataka. She was a very beautiful girl. When she came of age, her father decided that she should choose her own husband. So princes of every kingdom in the world were invited. And they all came from China, from Persia, from Africa. But she didn't like any of them. The last one to come was the Prince of Araby. My mother took one look at that handsome prince sitting on his great white stallion and she fainted. Her father at once decided that this was the man. All arrangements for the wedding were made. My mother woke up and do you know what she said?
What?
She said she'd only marry that horse.
Horse?
Yes, she wouldn't listen to anyone. The Prince of Araby burst a blood vessel.
Naturally.
So ultimately, she was married off to the white stallion. She lived with him for 15 years.
15 years.
One morning, she wakes up and there was no horse.
Then?
In its place stood a beautiful celestial being, a Gandharva.
Gandharva.
Apparently, this celestial being had been cursed by the god Kuvera to be born a horse for some act of misbehavior. After receiving 15 years of human love, he had become his original self again.
I must admit, several such cases are on record.
Released from his curse, he asked my mother to accompany him to his heavenly abode.
Oh.
But she wouldn't.
Oh.
She said she would come only if he become a horse again. So he cursed her.
No.
He cursed her to become a horse herself.
Oh.
My mother became a horse and ran away happily. My father went back to his heavenly abode. Only I, the child of the marriage, was left behind.
Oh.
It's a sad story.
Very sad.
Now what should I do, Bhagavata sir? How can I get rid of this head?
Hayavadana, what can anyone do about a forehead once born with?
But what a forehead! What a forehead! If it was a forehead like yours, I would have accepted anything. But this, I've tried to accept my fate. I know my personal life has naturally been blameless. So I took interest in the social life of nation. Civics, politics, patriotism, nationalization, Indianization, socialist pattern of society. I've tried everything.
Oh.
But where's my society?
Ah.
Where? You must help me become a complete man, Bhagavata sir. But how?
Banaras?
Yeah, Banaras.
I've tried that. Didn't work. Banaras, Rameshwar, Gokran, Haridwar, Gaya, Kedarnath. Not only those, but the Daga of Khwaja Yusuf Baba, the growth of the Virgin Mary. I've tried everything.
Oh.
Magicians, mendicants, maharshis, fakirs, saints, sadhus, sadhus with short hair, sadhus in beer, sadhus in the altogether, hanging, singing, gyrating, rotating, on the air, in the spikes, underwater, under the ground. I've tried everything. But what did I get out of all this? Everywhere I went, I had to cover this head with a veil. And I started going bald. You know, I hate this head, but I just can't help being fond of this lovely long mane. So I had to give the miss to Tirupati.
Come to think of it, Hayavadana, why don't you try the Kali of Mount Chitrakoot?
Anything you say.
The goddess is known to be awake to the call of the devotees. Thousands used to flock to her place once. No one goes now, though.
Why not?
She used to give anything anyone asked for. So as people became aware, they stopped going.
Fools.
Why did you try her?
Why not? I'll start it once.
Good, but you should not go alone. The road is wide and you have to ask a lot of people, which won't be easy for you. So, you had better go with him.
Me?
Yes, the only way you can make up for having insulted him.
But Mr. Bhagavata sir, may I point out that his roadside manners were...
There, he's insulting me now. Let him find his own way. What do I care?
Come, don't let's start fighting now. There's no highway there, only car track at its best. And you have no reason to feel insulted. Actually, you should admire him. Even in his dire need, he doesn't lose his civic sense. Be off now.
Please don't get upset. I won't bother you. I promise. I'm most grateful.
May you become successful in your search for completeness. Two friends they were, one mind, one heart. They saw a girl, forgot themselves, but they could not understand the song she sang. They could not understand the song she sang.
Why should love stick to a sap of a single body when the stem is strung with thick yarning of the many petal, many flowered lantana? Why should it be tied down to a single flower?
They forgot themselves and took off their bodies, and she took the laughing nets and held them high. The pouring blood painted her, colored her red, and then she danced around and she sang.
A head for each breast, a pupil for each eye, a side for each arm. I have neither regret nor shame. The blood pours into the earth, and the song branches out in the sky.
Devdatta, why didn't you come to the gymnasium last evening? I'd asked you to. It was such fun.
Some work.
Really should have come. The wrestler from Kantara, he was one of India's greatest. You know, he came. Nanda and I were wrestling when he arrived. When I caught up Nanda in a crocodile hole, he first burst into applause and said, Then what?
I mean, what did Nanda do?
He played the flute.
No. I mean, you were saying something about the wrestler from Gantara, weren't you?
Yes, he wrestled with me for a few minutes and patted me on my back and said, "You'll go far."
That's nice.
Yes, it is. Who is it this time?
What do you mean?
I mean, who's the girl?
No one? How did you guess?
My dear friend, I've seen you fall in love 15 times in the last 2 years. How could I not guess?
Why don't you go home? All I wanted was to be myself for a day, alone. And you had to come and start your chatter. Go back to your smithy. That's where you belong.
Do you really want me to go?
Yes.
All right, if that's what you want.
Sit down. And don't speak. You're a pest. How can I describe a Kapila? Her forelocks rival the bees. Her face is a white lotus. Her beauty is as the magic lake. Her arms, the lotus creepers. Her breast, a golden urns. Her waist. No. Huh? I was blind all these days. I deceived myself that I understood poetry. I didn't. I understood nothing. If only she would consent to be my muse, I could outshine Kalidasa. I'd always wanted to do that, but I thought it was impossible. But now, I see it isn't at all impossible.
Then go ahead, write.
But how can I, without her in front of me? How can I concentrate when my whole being is only thinking of her, craving for her?
Okay. What's her name? Will you at least tell me that?
Her name? She has no name.
But what do her parents call her?
What's the use? She isn't meant for the likes of me.
You don't believe that, do you? With all your qualities, family, achievements?
Don't try to console me with praise.
I'm not praising you. You know very well that every parent of every girl in the city is waiting to catch you.
Don't, please. I know this girl is beyond my wildest dreams. But still, I can't help wanting her. I can't help it. I swear, Kapila, with you as my witness, I swear, if I ever get her as my wife, I'll sacrifice my head to Lord Rudra. Goddess Kali, I'll sacrifice my arms to you. I swear.
This is a serious situation. It does look as though the 16th girl has caught up of Devdatta in her net. Or else he is in this type to talk such violence.
I mean it. What's the use of these hands and this head if I'm not to have her? My poetry won't live without her. Shakuntalam will never be excelled. But how can I explain this to her? I have no cloud for a messenger, no beat to show the way. Now the only future I have is to stand and do penance in front of Pavanaviti.
Pavanaviti? Why there?
She lives in that street.
How do you know?
I saw her in the market yesterday evening. I couldn't remove my eyes from her and followed her home.
What must people have thought?
She went into a house. I waited outside all evening. She didn't come out.
Okay, now tell me, what sort of house was it?
I don't know.
What color?
I don't remember.
How many stories?
I didn't notice.
You mean you didn't notice anything about the house?
The door frame of the house had an engraving of a two-headed bird. I only saw that. She raised a hand to knock and it touched the bird. For a minute, the bird came alive.
Then why did you tell me before? You were wasting all our precious time.
I don't understand what.
My dear friend, your cloud messenger, your bee, your pigeon is standing right in front of you and you don't even know. You stay here. I'll go find out her house, her name.
Kapila, I won't ever forget this, Kapila.
Shut up and forget about all your heads and arms. This job doesn't need either Kali or Rudra. I'm quite enough.
Kapila, he's gone. How fortunate I am to have a friend like him. Pure gold. But should I have trusted this to him? He means well, and he's a wizard in his farm, in his field, his smithy. But here, no. He's too rough, too indelicate. He was the wrong man to send. He's bound to ruin the whole thing. Lord Rudra, I meant what I said. If I ever get her, my head will be a gift to you. Mother Kali, I'll sacrifice my arms to you. I swear.
This is Pavanaviti, a street of merchants. Well. What enormous houses, each one a palace in itself. It's a wonder people don't get lost in these houses. Now, this is not a double-headed bird. It's an eagle. A lotus. A lion. A tiger. God alone knows what this is. A wheel. Where the hell is this stupid two-headed bird? I couldn't even make out. That's it. Give me a slip. A proper two-headed bird.
Here comes the rider from Northlanders, he come. Here comes the rider from Northlanders, he come.
I give up, Devdatta. I surrender to your judgment. I hadn't thought anyone could be more beautiful than the wench Rahini, who acted as Ramba in our village troupe. But this one, you're right. She's Yakshini, Hindumati, Urvasi, all rolled into one.
You know, didn't you?
Yes.
Then why are you gaping at me? What do you want?
I just wanted to know whose house this was.
Whose house do you want?
This one?
I see. Then who do you want here?
The master.
Do you know his name?
No.
Have you met him?
No.
Have you seen him?
No.
So, you haven't met him, seen him, or known him. Then what do you want with him?
She's right. What I have to do with him? I only wanted to know his name.
Now tell me, what are you doing here?
I can't tell you.
Really? Who will you tell it to?
Your father?
Do you want my father or do you want the master of this house?
Aren't they the same?
Listen, my father could be a servant of this house, or the master of this house could be my father's servant. My father could be the master's father, brother, son-in-law, cousin, or uncle, or grandfather. Do you agree?
Yes.
Right. Then we'll start again. Whom should I call?
Your father.
If he is not in,
Anyone else?
which anyone?
Okay. Perhaps your brother.
Do you know his name?
No.
Have you met him?
No.
Have you seen him?
Madam, please. I have a very important work. I'll touch your feet.
Really? You will? Do you know, I have touched everyone's feet in this house, sometime or the other, but no one's ever touched mine. You will?
I'm finished. Decimated. Powder to dust. Amma Taye, can I at least talk to a servant?
I knew it. I knew you didn't have touched my feet. One can't even trust strangers anymore.
All right. You have no doubt heard of the revered Brahmin Vidya Sahara.
It's possible.
In which case, you'll also know of Devdatta, his only son, a poet, a pandit, knows Vedas backwards, writes the greatest poetry ever. Long, delicate, long hair, and age 22. Wait,
Wait a minute. What's he to you?
friend, greatest in the world. But now the question is, what he's going to be to you?
Amma!
My dear friend, Devdatta, I confess to you, I'm feeling uneasy. You're a gentle soul. You can't even bear a bitter word or an evil thought. But this one, she's as fast as lightning, as sharp. She's not for the likes of you. What she needs is a man of steel. But what can one do? You'll never listen to me. And I can't withdraw now. I have to talk to her family.
Need one explain to our wise and knowing audience what followed next? Padmini is the daughter of the leading merchant of Dharmapura. The very floor of her house is swept by the goddess of wealth. In Devdatta's house, they have the goddess of wisdom for the maid. So, what could possibly come in the way of their marriage? Padmini becomes the better half of Devdatta and settles in his household. Neither does Devdatta forget his debt to his old friend Kapila. Their friendship flourishes as before. Devdatta, Padmini, Kapila, to the admiring citizens of the Dharmapura, Rama, Sita, Lakshmana.
Why is he so late? He should have been here more than an hour ago.
Have you packed your clothes properly?
The first thing in the morning.
And some warm clothes? We may have to sleep out in the open. It's quite chilly. We'll need at least 2 rugs.
Don't worry, the servants done all that.
And your shawl? And the mattresses?
What's happened to you today? At other times, you're so full of your books. You even forget to wash your hands after a meal. But today, you're going on and on and on all morning.
Padmini, I've told you 10 times already. I don't like the idea of this trip. You should rest and not face such hazards. The cart will probably shake like an earthquake. It's dangerous in your condition. But you won't listen.
My condition? What's happened to me? To listen to you, one would think I was the first woman in this world to become pregnant. I only had to stumble and you act as though it's all finished and
For
gone.
God's sake, will you stop it?
Sorry, I won't say such things again.
You have no sense of what not to say. So
What?
long as you can chatter and
Kapila?
run around like a child. And rule over Kapila all day.
What do you mean?
What else should I say? The other day, I wanted to read out a play of Basas to you. And sure enough, Kapila drops in.
Oh, that's biting you still, is it? Why are you blaming me? He was your friend even before you married me. Wasn't he? He used to drop in every day even then.
But shouldn't he realize I'm married now? He just can't go on as before.
Don't blame him. It's my fault. He learned a bit about poetry from you. And I thought he might enjoy Basa. So I asked him to come. He didn't want to. But I insisted.
I know that.
Had I realized you'd be so upset, I wouldn't have.
I'm not upset, Padmini. Kapila isn't merely a friend. He's like my brother. One has to collect merit in 7 lives to get a friend like him. But is it wrong for me to want to read to you alone? Or to spend a couple of days with you without anyone else around? Of course, once he came, there wasn't the slightest chance of my reading any poetry. You had to hop around him twittering, Kapila, Kapila, every minute.
You aren't jealous of Kapila, are you?
Me? Jealous of Kapila? Why do you have to twist everything I say?
Don't sulk now. I was just trying to be funny. Really, you have no sense of humor.
It's humor for you, but it burns my insides.
Look now, you got annoyed about Kapila. But why? You're my saffron, my marriage thread, and my deity. Why should you feel disturbed? I like making fun of Kapila. He's such an innocent, looks a proper devil. But the way he blushes and giggles and turns red, he might have been a bride.
Well, this bride didn't blush.
No one taught this bride to blush, but now I'm learning from the Theokil.
Does she really not see? Or is she deliberately playing this game with him? Kapila was never the sort to blush. But now, he only has to see her and begins to wag his tail. Sits up on his hind legs as though he were afraid to let her words fall to the ground. And they're pleading in his eyes. Can't she really see that? Padmini, Kapila isn't used to women. The only woman he has known in his life is his mother.
You mean it's dangerous to be with him? The way you talk, one would never imagine he was your best friend.
Why do you have to paint everything I say?
What did I say? Listen, if you really don't want to go to Ujjain today, let's not. When Kapila comes, tell him, I'm ill.
But you will be disappointed.
Me? Of course not. We'll do as you feel. You remember what the priest said? I'm your half now, the better half. We'll go to Ujjain some other time. In another couple of months, there's the big Ujjain fair. We'll go then, just the two of us.
No. If you're not going to be disappointed, then truly, that's what I would like most. Not because I'm jealous of Kapila. No, I'm not. I know that. He has a heart of gold. But this is your first baby.
What do you mean first? How many babies can one have within 6 months?
You're not going to start again.
No. I won't say a word.
Bad upbringing. That's what it is. See, I don't like the idea of you going so far in your present condition. That's all.
Ordinarily, I would have replied I had a womb of steel, but I won't in the present condition. All right, if you're happy, so am I.
Yes. We'll spend the whole day by ourselves. The servants are going home anyway. They can come back tomorrow. But for today, only you and me. It's been such a long time since we have been on our own.
Devadatta!
That's Kapila now. You tell him.
Devadatta, I'm late. Ain't I? What could I do? The cartman had kept the cart ready, but the moment I looked at it, I knew one of the oxen was no good.
Kapila.
I asked him to change it. We won't reach Ujjain for another fortnight in this one, I said. He started
Kapila.
making a scene, but I stood my ground. So he had to fetch a new one. These cart hirers are menace.
Kapila.
If I hadn't gone to Chitrapur that day.
Kapila, we have to call off today's trip.
What?
We have to call off today's trip.
Oh,
You see, Padmini isn't well.
of course then, I'll return the cart.
Yes.
Or else he may charge for the day.
Uh,
So, it's off. What am I to do for the rest of the day? What am I to do for the rest of the week? Why should it feel as though the whole world has been wiped out for the whole week? Why this emptiness? Kapila, Kapila, get a tight hold on yourself. You're slipping, boy. Control yourself. Don't lose that hold. Go now. Don't come back again for a week. Devadatta's bound to get angry for not visiting. Sister-in-law will be annoyed. But no, don't come back again. Go, go. Well then, I'll start.
why don't you sit for a while?
No, we might upset sister-in-law with our noise.
That's true. So, come again.
Yes, I will.
Why are you sitting here? When are we going to start? We are already late.
But if you aren't well,
What's wrong with me? I'm in perfect health. I had a headache this morning, but a layer of ginger paste took care of that. Why should we cancel our trip for little things like that? Why are you standing there like a statue?
no, really, if you have a headache,
I don't have a headache now.
But Padmini,
Kapila, put those bundles out there in the cart. The servant will bring the rest. Be quick, otherwise I'll put them in myself. Don't get angry. Poor boy. He looked so lost and disappointed. I couldn't bear to see it. He has been running around for us this whole week.
where's the box in which I put the books? I'll take it.
You're an angel, and you didn't mind. I'll bring it. It's quite light.
And my disappointment? Does that mean nothing to you? Don't. I'll take it. You don't lift anything.
How beautifully you drive the cart, Kapila. Your hands don't even move, but the oxen seem to know exactly which way you want them to go. Shall we stop here for a while? We have been in that cart all day, and my legs feel like bits of wood.
right. Oh, oh.
What a terrible road. Nothing but stones and rocks. But one didn't feel in the cart. You drove it so gently. Almost made it float. I remember when Devadatta took me in the car, that was soon after our marriage. I insisted on seeing the lake out in the city. So we started, just the two of us. And Devadatta driving against my advice. I must say. And we didn't even cross the city gate. The oxen took everything except the road. He only had to pull to the right and off they would rush to the left. I have never laughed so much in my life. But of course, he got very angry. So we had to go back home straight. Kapila, what's that glorious tree there? That one covered with flowers?
Oh, that's called the Fortunate Lady's flower. It means a married woman.
I know, but why do they call it that?
Wait, I'll bring you a flower, then you'll see.
How he climbs like an ape. Before I could even say yes, he has taken off his shirt, pulled his dhoti up, and swung up the branch. And what an ethereal shape! Such a broad back. And then that small feminine waist, which looks so helpless.
She had so much to talk about all day. Couldn't wait for a breath. No, not a word.
He's like a celestial being reborn as a hunter. How his body sways, his limbs curve. It's a dance almost.
And why should I blame her? It's his strong body, his manly muscles. And don't think I had never ever noticed them all these years. I was an innocent, an absolute baby. No woman could resist him. And what does it matter that she's married? What a fool I've been. All these days, I only saw that pleading in his eyes, stretching out at arms, begging for a favor. But never looked in her eyes. And when I did, took the whites of her eyes for the real depth. Only now I see these depths. Now I see these flames leaping up from those depths. Now, so late. Don't turn away now, Devadatta. Look at her. Look at those yellow-purple flames. Look how she's pouring his soul in his mold. Look, let her guts burn out. Let her lungs turn to ash. But don't turn away. Look and don't scream. Strangle your agony, but look deep into these eyes. Look until those peacock flames burn out the blindness in you. Don't be a coward now.
How long can one go on like this? How long? How long? If Devadatta notices? There he comes! All I wanted was one flower, but he's bought a heap.
Here you are, the Fortunate Lady's flower.
Wow. But why do they call it that?
Because it has all the marks of marriage a woman puts on. The yellow on the petals, the red round patch at the bottom of the petals, like on your forehead. Then here, the thin saffron line, like in the parting of your hair. Oh yes, here, near the stem, a row of black dots, like your necklace of black beads.
What imagination! You should put it in your poetry. It's good for a simile.
Shall we go? It's quite late.
Let's stay. I have been in that car, I don't know how long. And I didn't know the road to Ujjain was so enchanting.
The others take a long route, but this is more wooded area, so very few come this way. But I like this better, besides it's 15 miles shorter.
I wouldn't have minded even if it were 15 miles longer.
Isn't
It's
it?
like a garden.
Isn't it? Look there. Do you see it? There is a river Bhargavi. The poet Vyasa had a hermitage on its bank. There is a temple of Rudra there now.
A temple of Rudra?
Yes, it's beautiful. And beyond the hill is the temple of Kali. It's really prosperous once, but now it's quite dilapidated.
A temple of Rudra.
Yes, it was old too, but not as half ruined as Kali temple. We can have a look if you like.
Yes, let's.
Why don't you two go to the Kali temple first?
No, it was terrible. I've seen it once. All sorts of snakes and poisonous insects. We can go to Rudra temple.
Yes, let's go.
You two go.
And you?
I'll sit here and watch the cart.
He started it again. Another tantrum. Let him. What do I care?
But
Kapila, come, we'll go.
But there is no fear of thieves here.
I told you to go. Don't force me.
You two are always to hounding with your condition. If you really don't want to come, say so. Don't make excuses like this.
Go.
Come, we'll go.
Goodbye, Kapila. Goodbye, Padmini. You are two pieces of my heart. Live happily together. I shall find my happiness in that. Lord Rudra, give me courage. Give me strength, my father. I'm already trembling. I had never thought I would be so afraid. Give me strength, my father. Give me courage. Bhavani, Bhairavi, Kali, Durga, Mahamaya, mother of all nature. I had forgotten my promise to you. You fulfilled the deepest craving of my life. You gave me Padmini, and I forgot my word. Forgive me, for I'm here now to carry out my promise. Great indeed is your mercy. Even in this lonely place, some devotee of yours, a hunter perhaps, or a tribesman, has left this weapon. Who knows how many lives this weapon has sacrificed to you? Here, Mother Kali. Here's another. Here, Mother Kali. Here's another. My head. Accept this little offering of my head.
He should have come. How thrilling it was. Heavenly. But of course, he has no enthusiasm of these things. After all, where's Devadatta? He said he'd stay here.
Devdatta?
He's probably somewhere around. Where will he go? He has the tenderest feet on earth. They manage to get blisters, corns, boils, and wounds without any effort.
Devdatta!
Why are you shouting? Sit down, he'll come. What's it?
His footprints. He has obviously gone in that direction. But That's where the Kali temple is.
You don't mean he's gone there? How absurd.
You stay here. I'll bring him back.
But why do you have to go? There's nothing to fear in this broad daylight.
It's very thickly wooded there. If he gets lost, he had to spend the whole night in the jungle. You stay here. I'll bring him back.
He's gone. Really, he seems more worried about Devadatta than me.
Devdatta? Devdatta? You could have. You cut off your head. You cut off your head. Devadatta, my friend, my brother, what have you done? Were you so angry with me? Did you feel such contempt, such abhorrence? In your anger, you forgot that I was ready to die for you. If you asked me to jump in the fire, I would have done it. If you asked me to leave the country, I would have done it. If you asked me to drown in a river, I would have accepted. No, Devadatta. No. I did wrong. But you know, I don't have the intelligence to know what else I should have done. No, Devadatta. I can't live without you. I can't breathe without you. No, no. You spurn me in this world. Accept me as your brother, at least in the next. Here, friend, here I come. As always, I follow in your footsteps.
Where are they? Now this couple has disappeared too. He couldn't still be searching for him. That's not possible. Devadatta's too weak to have gone for. They must have met. Perhaps they are sitting now and chatting as in the old days. For once, no bother of a wife around. No, more likely Devadatta sulking. He's probably tearing poor Kapila to shreds by just being silent and grumpy. Yes, that would be more like him. It's almost dark and they aren't back. Shameless man, to leave me alone like this here. No, it's no use any longer sitting here. I had better go and look for them. If I die of a snake bite on the way, it's so much better for them. Kapila, Devadatta, what shall I do here at this time of night? Alone? What's this? Some wild beast? A wolf? It's right outside. What shall I do if it comes in? Oh. Oh. It's gone. Mother Kali, only you can protect me now. Kapila? Both gone? And didn't even think of me before they went. What shall I do? What shall I do? Oh, Devadatta. What shall I do? You left me alone in this state. Was that how much you loved me? No. And you, Kapila, who looked at me with the dog's eyes. You too? How selfish you are! How unkind! What shall I do? Where shall I go? How can I go home? 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 And what shall I say when I get there? What shall I say happen? And who will believe me? They'll all say the two fought and died for this whore. They are bound to say it. Then what will happen to me? Then what will happen to me? No, 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 Mother Kali, no, no, it's too horrible to think of. No. Devadatta's gone. Kapila's gone. Let me go with them. I don't have the strength to hack off my head, Mother. No. But what does it matter how I die? You don't care. It's the same to you. Another offering. All right. Have it then. Here's another offering for you.
Hey! Put it down! Put down that sword!
Who's that? Who's that?
All right. Open your eyes and be quick. Just don't waste my time.
Mother, Kali?
Yes, it's me. There was a time, many, many years ago, when at this hour, they would have the Mangala Harati. The devotees used to make deafening rackets with drums and conch shells and cymbals. So I used to be wide awake around now. I lost that habit. Right, what do you want? Tell me. I'm pleased with you.
Save me, Mother.
I know, I have done that already.
Do you call this saving? Mother of all nature? I can't show my face to anyone in this world. I can't.
Yes, yes, you said that once. No need to repeat yourself.
Now do as I tell you. Put these heads properly. Attach them to the bodies and press the sword on their necks. They'll come up alive. Is that enough?
Mother, you're our breath, and water.
Keep it. Now do as I tell you and quickly. I'm collapsing with sleep.
May I ask a question, Mother?
If it's not too long,
Can there ever be anything you don't already know, Mother? The past and the future, or mere specks in your palm? Then why didn't you stop Devadatta when he came here? Why didn't you stop Kapila? If you had saved either of them, I would have been spared all this terror, this agony. Why don't you wait so long?
is that all you can think of now?
Mother,
I have never seen anyone like you.
how could one possibly hide anything from you, Mother?
That's true enough.
Then why didn't you stop them?
Actually, if it hadn't been that I was so sleepy, I would have thrown them out by the scruff of the necks.
But why?
The rascals. They were lying to their last breath. That fellow, Devadatta, he once promised his head to Rudra and arms to me. Think of it. Head to him and arms to me. Then because you insisted on going to the Rudra temple, he comes here and offers his head. Huh. Nobly too. Want to keep his word, he says. No other reason. Then this Kapila died right in front of me. But for his friend, didn't even have the courtesy to refer to me. What lies? Says he's dying for friendship. He must have known perfectly well that he would have been accused of killing Devadatta for you. Do you think that he wouldn't have grabbed you if it hadn't been for that fear? But till his last breath, oh my friend, my dear brother, only you spoke the truth.
It's all your grace, Mother.
Don't drag me into it. I had nothing to do with it. You spoke the truth because you're selfish. That's all. Now don't go on talking. Do what I told you and shut your eyes.
Yes, Mother. I'm ready, Mother.
My dear daughter, there should be a limit even to honesty. Anyway, so be it.
What happened? What happened? Devadatta's voice? Kapila's voice? Kapila? Devadatta?
Oh, my head, it feels so heavy. My body, it seems to weigh down.
What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? Mother, only you can help me. What have I done? Oh.
Why are you crying? What's wrong?
What shall I tell you, Devadatta? How can I explain it to you, Kapila? You cut off your head, but the goddess gave you life. But I, in the dark. Oh, Mother, I mixed your heads up. I mixed them up. Forgive me. I don't deserve to live. Forgive me.
You mixed up? Heads mixed up?
Exchanged heads?
Heads exchanged?
How fantastic! All these years, we were only friends.
But now, we are blood relations, body relations. What a gift!
Forgive you? We must thank you.
We'll never be able to thank you enough.
Exchanged heads.
What a good mix.
No more tricks.
Is this one that or that one this?
What a good mix.
No more tricks.
Is this one that or that one this?
What a good mix. No more tricks. Is this one that or that one this? What a good mix. I'm finished.
Dad,
Nothing like this could have ever happened before.
you know, seeing you two with your heads off was bad enough. But when you got up, it was terrible. I almost died outright.
No one will believe us if we tell them.
We won't tell anyone.
We'll keep our secrets inside us.
Inside us is right.
How's that possible? They'll know soon.
No one will know.
I'm sure they'll.
I'll take any bet.
But how's that possible?
Why worry now?
Let's go.
It's late.
No, Ujjain now. We'll go back to home.
Absolutely.
This Ujjain will last us a lifetime.
Yeah.
Come. Devadatta, I don't know how we are going to keep this from your parents. They'll guess as soon as they see you bare-bodied.
They won't, I tell you. They take us too much for granted.
What do you mean?
Whoever pays attention to a person he sees every day,
I don't mean that.
I'm not so sure. I'm afraid I'll get the blame for it ultimately.
stop worrying. I tell you it.
But what has she got to do with you now?
What do you mean?
I mean, Padmini must come home with me. Shouldn't she? She's my wife, so
What
she
are you
must.
talking about, Kapila?
Kapila? Why Padmini? I have Devadatta's body now. I'm Devadatta.
Don't
Shut up.
blather like an idiot.
Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
But why Padmini? I have Devadatta's body now.
We know that. Don't repeat yourself like a parrot. I have Devdatta's head. It follows I'm Devdatta.
The question now is simply this. Whose wife is she? This is the hand that accepted her at the wedding. This, the body she has lived with all these months. And the child she is carrying is the seed of this body.
No. It's not possible. It's not Devadatta.
Of course he isn't, my dear. He's ignorant. When one accepts a partner in the marriage with the holy fire as witness, one accepts the partner, not the body. She didn't marry Devdatta's body. She married Devdatta, the person.
If that's your argument, I have Devadatta's body now. So I am Devadatta, the person.
Listen to me. Of all the human limbs, the topmost in the position is the head. I have Devdatta's head. It follows I'm Devdatta.
Don't tell me about your sacred text. You can always twist them to suit your needs. She married Devadatta's body with a holy fire as witness, and that's enough for me.
Did you hear that, Padmini? He claims to be Devdatta, yet he scorns the text. You think Devdatta would ever do that?
You can quote as many texts as you like. I don't give a damn. Come on, Padmini.
Take care.
Come, Devadatta. It's no use arguing with this rascal. Let's go.
Where are you taking my wife, friend?
Will you get out of her way or shoot?
It was you who got in my way.
You get away. Quick.
He's using force. And what language? Padmini. Padmini, think. Would Devadatta ever have acted like this? This is Kapila's violence.
Come, Padmini.
Go. But do you think I'll stay put while you run away with my wife? How far can you go? Where will you go? Only to the city after all. I'll follow you there. I'll kick up a row in the streets. Let's see what happens then.
Let him scream away. Don't pay him any attention, Devadatta.
No. This has to be solved here. Or else it will create a scandal in the city.
But who will listen to him? They'll all take you for Devadatta by your face.
Huh. You think people in Dharmapura don't know my body, do you? They've seen me 1,000 times in the wrestling pit. I've got I don't know how many awards for my bodybuilding.
Why are you tormenting us like this? For so many years, you have been our friend, accepted our hospitality.
I know what you want, Padmini. Devadatta's clever head and Kapila's strong body.
Shut up, you brute!
Suppose she did. There is nothing wrong in it. It's natural for a woman to fall for a fine figure of a man.
I know it is. But that doesn't mean she can go and live with a man who's not her husband. That's not right.
This way we won't get anywhere, Kapila.
Call me Devadatta.
Whatever you are. This is not the way to solve a problem.
Of course it isn't. If marriage were a contract, it would be. But how can Padmini's fancy can be taken as a solution?
Then what is the solution for this problem?
What indeed is the solution to the problem which holds the entire future of these three unfortunate beings in a balance? Way back in the ages when King Vikrama was ruling the earth, shining in its glory like the earth's challenge to the sun, he was asked the same question by demon Vedala, and the king offered a solution, even without, as it were batting an eyelid. But will his rational and logical answer, backed by the sacred text, appeal to our audience?
The future pointed out by the tongue, safe in the skull, not acceptable. We must read the forehead which Brahma has disconnected from the entrails. We must unravel the head on the path displayed by the brain. We must plumb the hidden depths of the rivers running under our veins.
Yes, that would be the right thing to do. So our three unfortunate friends went to a great rishi in search for their answer. And the rishi, perhaps having remembered what King Vikrama had said, gave the explanation. As the heavenly Kalpavriksha is supreme among trees, so is the head among human limbs. Therefore, the man with Devdatta's head is indeed Devdatta and the rightful husband of Padmini.
Padmini. My lovely Padmini.
My celestial bodied Gandharva, my sun-faced Indra. My Devadatta comes like a bridegroom with the jewelry of a new body.
Who should wear the jewelry? But the ego bride.
Let's go. Wait. Don't be sad, Kapila. We shall meet again, shan't we? It's my duty to go with Devadatta. But remember, I'm going with your body. Let that cheer you up. Goodbye, Kapila.
Goodbye.
So the roads parted. Kapila went back to the forest and never saw Dharmapura again. In fact, he never felt the wind of any city again. As for Devdatta and Padmini, they plunged into the joys of a happily married life.
Hey, oh, really? Devadatta, you startled me. The needle pricked me. Look, my finger's bleeding.
Really?
No thanks. How pretty! Whose are these?
Whose? Of course ours. The guest is arriving soon. He must have playmates.
But the guest won't be coming for months yet. Silly.
You won't get dolls like this anytime you like. These are special ones from the Ujjain fair.
They are lovely. Such a shining eyes, such a delicate cheeks. They look almost alive. This one hair is different.
This has come away from far.
Oh. Now sit down and tell me everything that happened in the fight. You didn't take me with you.
How could I? In your condition? I went only because you insisted you wanted to keep your word. But I'm glad I went there. A very funny thing happened there. There was a wrestling pit. A wrestler from Kamapura was challenging people to fight with him. I don't know what got into me. Before I could even realize, I stripped and jumped into the ground.
You didn't? You have never ever wrestled before?
Didn't think of anything. I felt inspired. Within a couple of minutes, I pinned him to the ground.
What would your father say if he heard of this?
My few friends there, they were quite amazed.
That day in the gymnasium, you defeated the champion in the sword fight. Today this. Don't overdo it. People may start suspecting.
Of course they won't. I was standing there bare-bodied. Not even a soul suspected. Even my friend asked if I learnt it from Kapila.
You have, after all. Devadatta,
Yes,
why do you have to apply that sandal oil on your body?
I like it.
I know, but
What?
your body had that strong male smell before. I liked it.
But I've been using sandal oil since I was a child.
I don't mean that, but when we came back from the temple of Kali, you used to smell so manly.
You mean that unwashed, sweaty smell Kapila had? You like that?
It was just a thought. Let's go.
Not a bad house, I would say.
Could have been worse. I was a little worried.
This is the least we deserve. Actually, we should have got a palace, a real palace.
And a prince to play with us, a real prince. Two friends there were one mind, one heart. They saw a girl.
My dolls, your princess arrived. Your princess come.
Brute and absolute brute.
Beast, a complete beast, with his rough laborer's hands. Two friends there were one mind.
Dear Mahawata, sir, take these sweets. You must come to the feast tomorrow at our house.
What is for?
Haven't you heard? I've got a son like a gem, son like a rose. Yay!
Two friends there were one mind, one heart. They saw a girl for but they could not understand the song she sang.
Is that little Satan asleep yet?
Think so. God, it's killing me.
Crying all day.
Making a mess every 15 minutes.
What have we come to? One should never trust God.
It's our fault. We should have been worried from the moment we saw the child in her dreams.
We should have noticed she was bloating day by day.
We must have suspected foul play then.
It's not our fault. How could we know she was hiding this thing inside her?
How she was swelling day by day, week by week, as though someone is blowing air into her.
How ugly she looked.
Not to her husband though.
When they were alone, he would place his hand on her belly and say, "Is he kicking now?"
We should have been on our guard.
We should.
And then comes this little monster.
This lump of flesh.
He doesn't even have proper eyes or proper ears.
But he still gets all of the attention.
Ah,
Ugh. A spider's built its web around my shoulders.
yesterday a mouse nibbled at my toe.
The other day, a cockroach ate my left eye.
6 months and not even a soul has come near us.
6 months and not a hand has touched us.
6 months and we have reached this state. What will happen in a year's time?
Listen, What's happened to you these days? You sit at home all day, never go out, and you have forgotten all your swimming and sports.
I'm a Brahmin, Padmini. My duty.
I have heard all this.
It was fun for the first few days because it was new. All that muscle, strength. But how long can one go on like that? I have a family tradition to maintain. Daily reading, writing, and study.
I don't know.
Now look here, Padmini. Why? What happened?
Nothing. I don't know why. I suddenly had goosebumps.
Do you know where I've kept the copy of Dharma Sindhu? I've been looking for it.
I think I saw it on the shelf. It must be there.
Why? What happened?
He touched me and
Yes?
his palms, they were rough once when he first brought us here, like a laborer's, but now they're soft, sickly soft, like a young girl's.
I have noticed something too.
What?
His stomach, it was so tight and muscular, but now...
I know, it's soft and loose.
Will that swell up too?
It'll swell a little
And more.
and more.
And more until
If it's a woman
there'll be a child.
and if it's a man,
Here comes a rider from what land does he come? On his head a turban with long pulley tail. Round his neck a garland of virgin white jasmines. In his fist a sword with diamond studded hilt. Here comes a rider, from which land does he come? But why are the jasmines on his chest red? Oh, so red. What shine in his open eyes, pebbles? Oh, pebbles. Why is his young body cold? Oh, so cold. The white horse gallop across hills, streams and fields. From what land does he gallop? Nowhere, oh nowhere. From what land does he gallop? Nowhere, oh nowhere.
hey,
Yes?
look,
Where?
behind her eyelids, she is dreaming.
I didn't see anything.
It's still hazy, hasn't started yet. Do you see it now?
Yes, yes.
A man.
But not her husband.
No, someone else.
Is this the one who came last night?
I'm not sure this is the usual visitor. This one looks rougher and darker.
Are you ill?
Why?
You were moaning in your sleep last night.
Was I?
Aren't you feeling well?
Who? Me? I'm fine.
Oh, what's wrong? Tell me.
Nothing. I went to the gymnasium yesterday morning. Then went swimming.
To the gymnasium? After all these years? But why?
I just felt like it. No need to go on about it.
Are you going again today?
No, I'm not. And there's no need to laugh. I know I made a fool of myself by going there. I won't again.
What are you afraid of, Devadatta? What does it matter that you are going soft again? That you are losing your muscles? I'm not going to be stupid again. Kapila's gone out of my life forever. I won't let him come back again. Kapila, what could he be doing now? Where could he be? Could his body be fair still? His face dark? Devadatta changes. Kapila changes. And me?
Each one to his fate.
Each one to her problems.
As the doll maker used to say, what are things coming to?
Especially last night, I mean the dream.
One shouldn't talk about such things.
It was so
I
shameless.
said be quiet.
Honestly, the way they...
Look, if we must talk about it, let me tell.
You don't want to talk about it, so...
You don't understand the thing that
What do you know? Last
let
night...
me in that dream.
Ah!
Shut up!
You shut up! Ah!
Just look at the dolls. The babies really torn them to rags. How long can one go on with them? Listen. Yes, we must get new dolls for our baby. These are in tatters.
You're right. I hadn't noticed.
The Ujjain fair is to be held in another 4 days. Why don't you go and get the new dolls there? If you start today, you'll be there in time for it. It's unlucky to keep torn dolls at home.
Did you hear that? She wants to throw us out.
She wants new dolls.
The whore.
The bitch.
May her house burn down.
May her teeth fall down.
All right, but it'll take me more than a week to go to Ujjain and come back. Shall I ask one of the neighbors to get them for us?
You rich. Before you throw us out, watch out for yourself.
Cover your wife before you start worrying about her rags.
Who knows what sort of dolls they'll get for us? We must bring things ourselves for our baby.
But
If you really don't want to go, say so. Don't.
shall I ask one of his servants to come and sleep here at night?
No need. We are not in the middle of the forest.
Watch out, you fool.
Refuse, you idiot.
All right, I'll start at once. Take care of yourself.
Villain.
Rascal.
Swine.
Idiot.
My poor child. You haven't yet seen the witching fair of the dark forest, have you? Let's go and see it. How can I describe it to you? There's so much. Long before the sun rises and the shadows of the twigs draw alpanas on the floor, the stars rise arati and go. Then the day dawns and the fun begins. The circus in the treetops and the cockfights in a shower of feathers. And the dancers, the tiger dance and the peacock dance and the dance of the sun's little feet with the silver anklets on the river. In the heart of the forest stands the stately chariot of shield bearer. It's made of pure gold. Rows of egrets pull it down the street. Rows of flames of the forest salute it with torches. Then the night comes, and our poor baby is tired. So we blow gently. Out goes the moon. But before we leave, there's one more thing to do. Right outside the fair, watching it from the distance, stands the tree of the fortunate lady. It's an old tree, a close friend of ours. We have to say hello to it. All right?
சீன் வந்துருச்சா?
Kapila,
Yes.
it's such a long time since we met.
Yes.
Where do you live?
Here.
Here? In this forest? It's difficult to believe any man could live here.
Please do. Why not men?
What do you do?
Live.
Have you had any news from the city?
Long ago, father sent a word asking me to come back. I said I won't come. No need you to come either. That's all.
That means you don't know your father died last year and also your mother.
No.
Padmini has a son.
I see.
Why this anger, Kapila?
What anger?
It shows in the way you move, you stand.
All that is your poetry.
Kapila?
You?
Yes.
Here?
My son had never laughed with the river, or shivered in the wind, or felt the thorn cut his feet. So I brought him out. I lost my way in the woods.
You shouldn't have lost it this far.
The wrong road stuck to my feet. Wouldn't let go.
You shouldn't have lost it this far. Wild beasts, robbers, pathless path, all sorts of danger.
I asked the villagers and the pilgrims and the hunters and the tribesmen. When there wasn't anyone anymore, I asked to myself. Everyone saw to it that I didn't lose my wrong road.
Is that your son?
Yes. And yours.
Mine?
Your body gave him to me.
Mine? Not mine. I'm Kapila Padmini. I didn't accept it on that day, but I accept it now. I'm Kapila.
And how's Kapila?
What happened to me? You have come so far, and I didn't even ask you to sit down. Why don't you go in and take a little rest? Why?
I don't need any rest.
How are you?
I'm well. No illness, problems, or difficulties.
Your son looks exactly like you.
And you? He has the same mole on his neck.
What mole?
This one. Which other could it be? That's the only one you have on your shoulder.
I don't much look at this body.
Do you despise it that much? Why have you done this to yourself? When this went to you, it was so soft like a princess. These arms were so slender and fair. Look at them now. Why have you done this to yourself?
When this body came to me, it was like a corpse hanging by my head. It was a Brahmin body after all, not made for this life. I couldn't lift an axe without my elbows moaning. I couldn't run a length without my knees howling. I had no use of it. When this body came to me, a war started between us.
And who won?
I did.
The head always wins. doesn't it?
Fortunately, yes. Now I can run 10 miles and not stop for a breath. I can swim through the monsoon flood and fill a banyan. The stomach used to rebel once. Now it digests what I give. If I don't, it doesn't comply.
The head always win?
That's why I'm Kapila. Kapila with a body which fits his face.
What a good mix. No more tricks. Is this one that? Or that one this? Do you remember this song that we sung in the temple of Kali?
So,
Nothing. It's almost my autobiography now. Kapila, Devadatta, Kapila with Devadatta's body, Devadatta with Kapila's body. 4 men in a single lifetime.
why did you come away from him?
What do you want me to say?
How could I make you understand? If Devdatta had changed overnight and had gone back to his original form, I would have forgotten you completely. But that's now how it happened. He changed day by day, inch by inch, hair by hair, like the trickling sand, like the water filling the pot. And as I saw him change, I couldn't get rid of you. That's what Padmini must tell Kapila. She should say more without concealing anything. Kapila, if the Rishi had given me to you, would I have gone back to Devdatta someday exactly like this? But she doesn't say anything. She remains silent.
Why did you come here?
I had to see you.
Why did you come? Why? Why? Why did you have to come? Just when I thought I won this long, weary battle. Why did you have to pursue me? Just when I thought I succeeded in uprooting all these memories. I'm Kapila, the rough and violent Kapila. Kapila, without a crack between his head and his body. What do you want now? Another head? Another suicide? Do me a favor. Go. Go. Go back to Devdatta. He's your husband, father of this child. He's your husband. Devdatta, Padmini. Devadatta and Padmini, a pair coupled with the holy fire as witness. I have no place, no peace, no salvation. So go. I beg you, go.
I will, if you want me to. But can I ask a little favor? My son is asleep. He's tired. He has been in my arms for several days now. Let him rest a while. As soon as he gets up, I'll go. Yes, you won, Kapila. Devadatta won too. But I, the better half of 2 bodies, I neither win nor lose. No, don't say anything. I know what you will say. And I have told myself that 1,000 times. I mixed the heads up. I must suffer the consequences. I will. I'm sorry I came. I didn't think before I started. Couldn't. But until my child wakes up, may I sit here and look at you? Have my fill for the rest of my life? I won't speak a word.
What does it matter now? Whether you stay or go. You've already done the damage. I've buried all those faceless memories in my skin.
Why should one bury anything?
Why shouldn't one? Why should one tolerate all those faceless memories and the dance of incompleteness?
Whose incompleteness? Yours?
Yes, mine. One can beat the body into shape, but one cannot beat away the memories trapped in it. Isn't that surprising? The body have its own ghost, its own secrets, memories of touch, memories of a touch, memories of a body swaying in this arms, a warm skin against this palm. Memories which one cannot even recognize, cannot understand, cannot even name, because this head wasn't there when they happened.
Kapila,
Why did you come? You came, you touched my body, and this body recognized your touch. I have never touched you. But this body, this appendage, laughed and flowered in the memories of touch, to which I'm an outcast.
my poor Kapila,
Don't pity me.
be quite stupid. Your body bathed in a river, swam, and danced in it. Shouldn't your head know what river it was? What swim? Your head too must submerge in that river. The flow must trample your hair. Run its tongue in your ear and push your head to its bosom. Until that's done, you'll continue to be incomplete. My Kapila, my poor, poor Kapila. How needlessly you tortured yourself.
Who? Devdatta?
Where does Kapila live here?
Anyway, how are you?
If you don't want to tell me, don't. I can find out for myself.
There, behind those trees.
How long has Padmini been here?
About 4 or 5 days.
Amazing. Even a man like me found this road hard. But how quickly she covered it, and with a child in her arms.
Come, Devdatta. I was waiting for you. I've been expecting you since yesterday. I've been coming out every half an hour to see if you have arrived. Not in fear, only eager. You look exactly the same.
You too?
What's that?
Dolls for the child. I came home from the fair. No one was there, so I came here.
Come. There'll be always time to talk later. Why? Are you angry with me?
Not anymore. Did my body bother you too much?
It wasn't made for this life. It had its revenge.
Did it?
Do you remember how I once used to envy your poetry, your ability to imagine things? For me, the sky only a sky, the tree just a tree. Your body gave me new feelings, new words. I felt awake as I'd never before. Even started writing poems. Very bad ones, I'm afraid.
What a good mix, no more tricks. Do you remember that? Tell me one thing. Do you really love Padmini?
Yes,
So do I.
I know. Devadatta, couldn't we all live together like Pandavas and Draupadi?
What do you think?
No, it can't be done.
That's why I brought this. What won't end has to be cut.
I got your body, but not your wisdom.
Where's your sword then?
A moment.
And I could go in with food. I sold that to he knows, and I know all there's to be. No witches burning thirst, but for blood alone. Hence this frozen smile which cracks and drips to earth, and gone eyes digging flesh. For this please me let. Hence this frozen smile which cracks and drips to earth, and gone eyes digging flesh. For this please me let.
They burned, lived, fought, embraced, and died. I stood silent. If I had said, yes, I will live with you both, perhaps they would have been alive. But I couldn't say it. I couldn't say yes. No, Kapila. No, Devadatta. I knew it. In my blood, you couldn't have lived together. You would have had to share not only me, but your bodies as well. Because you knew death, you died in each other's arms. You could only have ripping each other to pieces. I had to drive you to death. You forgave each other, but again left me out.
What is this? It's a sight to freeze blood in one's veins. What can you do now? Can we help you, child?
Yes, please. My son is sleeping in the hut. Take him under your care. Give him to the hunters who lived in this forest and tell them it's Kapila's son. They loved Kapila and will bring the child up. Let the child grow up in this forest with this river and the trees. When he is 5, take him to the revered Brahmin Vidyasagar of Dharmapura and tell them it's Devadatta's son.
And you?
Make me a large funeral pyre. We are 3.
That means you're performing a sati? But why, child?
Give these dolls to my son. I won't see him. He may tempt me away from my path. Kali, mother of all nature, you must have your joke even now. Other women can die, praying that they should get the same husband in all the lives to come. You haven't left me even that little consolation.
Thus, Padmini became a sati. India is known for its patibratas, wives who dedicated their whole existence to the service of their husbands. But it would not be an exaggeration to say that no woman went in the way Padmini did. And yet, no one knows where she went sati. If you ask the tribesmen dwelling in the forest where she went sati, they will point to a full blossom tree of fortunate lady. Even now, on full moon and new moon nights, a song arises from the roots of the tree, which fills the entire forest like a fragrance. Ayayo! Who could that be? Oh, Nata, oh actor. Why is he running? Where's the national anthem?
The national anthem?
What?
How did you know?
No what?
Please, Bhagavata sir, how did you know?
No what?
About the national anthem?
What do you mean?
Please, sir, I beg of you, I implore you, don't make fun of me. How did you know it was the national anthem?
Why? Haven't you seen an audience?
Hapada. Ayo, there, Ram Ram.
Why? What happened?
What happened? Steery, look.
Why? What?
I almost died of fright.
Really?
I was coming down the road when I heard someone singing at the distance. At the top of his voice, he was singing, "Jhanda uncha rahe hamara, then सारे जहान से अच्छा, हिंदुस्तान हमारा, then Tamil Thai वार्ते, and then Vande Mataram."
Then?
I was baffled. A true patriot at this time of night? I had to find out who it was. A house. A big, thick fence around with not a gap in it. But I managed to find a hole to crawl through. I was just an halfway in when I saw
Come on, what did you see?
a horse.
A horse?
Yes, it turned to me and in a deep, sonorous voice, it said, "Friend, I am going to sing the national anthem, so please do stand up in attention."
Listen, Nata, are you sure?
I swear.
No, what I mean is... What's that now? Oh, Nata, you again.
Oh, sir, it's you.
Well, you'll have to be 100.
Why? What have I done?
Just now, this Nata was talking about a horse-headed man. I wondered if it could be Hayavadana. Then I remembered you.
Bhagavata, sir. There is an actor's face in a nutshell for you. Always remember for someone else.
Where's Hayavadana? Has he come back?
I don't know, sir. He chased me away the moment we reached Kali temple. Wouldn't let me stay there a minute longer.
Oh, I very much hope the God has granted him what he wanted. But who's this child?
Him? Well, go on. Tell him.
Who are you, child? What's your name? Where are your parents?
You see, not a word. Children of his age should be out talking a dictionary. But this one doesn't speak, doesn't laugh, doesn't cry, doesn't even smile. The same long face all 24 hours. There's obviously something wrong with him. See, no response, no reactions. When he grows up, he should make good theatre critic. Bhagavata sir.
Where did you find him?
In a tribal village of hunters. On my way back, I had to stay a night there. A tribal woman brought him to me, said, "This is not our child. It's from the city. Take it back."
How strange! A child of this city? But this
I was about to warn you, whatever you do, but don't touch his dolls. At other times, he will starve and freeze to death rather than say a word. But touch his dolls, he will bare his fangs. He almost bit off my finger once, see. Bhagavata sir!
Listen, child, let me see your neck. No, I promise I won't touch your dolls. Let me see your neck. Look, the mole. It's Padmini's son. There's no doubt about it.
Padmini? Which?
Bhagavata sir! Why are you shouting?
I have been calling you for last half an hour.
What's it?
You said I have seen a horse-headed man. I didn't. What I saw was a complete, perfect and proper. There it is.
Karunarunarage Nidrita Bharata Jage Tava Charane Natamata What's this? Mr. Bhagavata, sir? My actual friend. Well. What a pleasant surprise. Delightful. How are you, sir? How are you?
But it's not Hayavadana, is it?
Your most obedient servant, sir.
But what?
You mean you know this horse?
We're all friends,
Fellow pilgrims.
but not fellow travelers. What?
He's laughing, the horse is laughing.
The boy is laughing. The boy is laughing.
Why, my little friend? You may laugh, and I may not.
Hayavadana, this is Padmini's son.
Padmini? I'm not aware of her.
You don't know her, but this poor child, he hasn't laughed, cried, or spoken all these years. You made him laugh.
Delighted. Delighted.
But Hayavadana, tell me one thing. You went to become a complete man, didn't you?
That's a long story. I went there, picked up a sword which was lying around. Very unsafe, I tell you. Put it on my neck and said, Mother of all nature, if you don't help me, I'll chop off my head.
Then?
The goddess appeared.
Oh.
Very prompt, but looked rather put out. She said, rather peevishly, I thought, why don't you people go somewhere else if you want to chop off your stupid heads? Why do you have to come to me? I fell at her feet and said, Mother, make me complete. She said, so be it, and disappeared. Even before I could say, make me a complete man, I had become a horse.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Sorry? Whatever for. The goddess knew what she was doing. I can tell you that. Being a horse has its point, but I only have one sorrow.
Yes.
I have become a complete horse, but not a complete being. This human voice, this cursed human voice, it's still there. What can I do, Bhagavata sir? How can I get rid of this human voice?
Hayavadana, I don't know what to advise you.
That's why I sing all these patriotic songs. The national anthem, that particularly. I've noticed that the people singing national anthem always seem to have ruined their voices. So I try. But it doesn't seem to work.
Don't cry, Ash. Don't cry. Stop it now.
No, I won't cry. The boy's right. What's the point of shedding tears?
Don't cry. You are nice when you laugh.
No, I won't cry. I won't give up trying either. Come, little friend. Let's sing the national anthem together.
What is that?
How could he? He's brought up in a forest.
Then sing some other song.
Sing, son.
Here comes a rider from what land, oh what land? On his red deer turban, sleep now, sleep now. Why is just red, oh red? Why is size pebbles, oh pebbles? Why is body cold, oh cold? Where goes the horse? Nowhere, oh nowhere.
Mr. Bhagavata sir,
Yes.
it seems to me that the rider described in the song is dead. Am I right?
I think so. Yes.
But who could have taught this kid such a tragic song?
Amma.
What's there in a song, Hayavadana? The real beauty lies in the child's laughter. In the innocent joy of the laughter.
Is
No
that so?
tragedy can touch it.
Do you really think so?
Yes, indeed. What can match a child's laughter in its purity?
But Mr. Bhagavata sir, I have my doubts about this theory. I believe. In fact, I may go so far as to say I firmly believe that it's this sort of sentimentality that has been the bane of our literature and national life. It has kept us from accepting reality and encouraged escapism. But still, if you say so, I won't argue. Come, little friend, let's sing another song.
I don't know.
Then sing the same song again.
You laugh first.
Laugh? It's not easy to laugh. Just like
Laugh,
that.
laugh.
All right. I'll try again.
What's that?
Hayavadana, careful, careful. So, at long last, Hayavadana becomes complete. You two go and tell the revered Brahmin Vidyasagara that his grandson is returning home in triumph, riding the great white charger. And these dolls, there's no further need for them. Throw them away. Unfathomable indeed is the mercy of the elephant-headed god. He fulfills the desires of all, a smile to a child, a neigh to a horse, a grandson to a grandfather. How indeed can we describe his glory in our poor, disabled words? Come, Hayavadana, enough of this dancing now. Our play is over, and it's time we all pray to the elephant-headed god for ensuring the success and completion of our play. Oh Lord, grant us good rains, good crop, prosperity in poetry, science, industry, and other affairs. Give the rulers of our country success in all endeavors, and along with that, a little bit of sense too.
That was a phenomenal, breathtaking performance. I hope you enjoyed the magnum opus of our college, directed by the magnificent Dr. Naga Radhika. Yes, they truly deserve the standing ovation.